is Thanksgiving. My family is here. And, Dad, I feel like you were upset that we didn't give you enough attention about something.
Could you tell? You could tell? Yeah. You know, we talked a lot about the wedding. It was all pretty good. Nobody talked about my speech. Yeah, and that was a little disappointing. That was a little disappointing. And the reason for that is because when he got married, I gave what I thought was a pretty good speech. And by the way, a lot of people thought it was a pretty good speech. A lot of people hugged me. The bartender gave me a drink and said, I've been to 100 weddings, the best speech I've ever seen. I was feeling pretty good. And this one gets up, makes a speech. Nobody could remember that I was there. So I knew that I was going to make a speech at his wedding. I put a lot of work into it because I knew he was going to follow me. And nobody was going to remember what I did, which is clearly true, because we didn't mention it. And I put a lot of music into my speech. None of you been at a wedding with a music in a speech? And
I'm not sure
nobody
it's really
mentioned it.
called for, is it? Music in a speech?
My guy's pretty thirsty.
Yeah.
Thirsty for creds.
Yeah, so
Always.
that was it. That was it. That was it. A little disappointed in that. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Now, I want to ask you guys this. Josh and I obviously have a podcast called Family Trips. You guys come up a lot. Thank you very much. You guys, you come up a lot. And Dad, recently you wanted to rebut some things from the podcast. What were some of the things you wanted to rebut?
Well,
You feel like you've been treated unfairly.
yes. I mean, you say things that are not entirely accurate. Like,
And by the way, I think this audience is shocked to know you would speak up about that.
yeah, yeah.
And not surprised to hear that Mom hasn't spoken up about anything.
Yeah.
He gives me 5 typewritten pages. I guess they're not typewritten when they come off of a computer.
Yeah, famously not.
So anyhow,
I did type them in.
He gives me a stack of 5.
That seems
Here-
high.
So he tells me, these are the rebuttal issues, and this is my script. I said, I'm not saying this. This is ridiculous.
He wrote words for you to rebut?
Words for me.
Were your lines like, good one, Larry?
They were peppered in there.
Yeah, they were big. I capitalized those.
Oh, no.
So what do you feel like you've been treated most unfairly with in the podcast?
Well, you talked about our house like it was Grey Gardens. You talked about our living room having lumpy furniture.
Yeah.
And that
Dander.
There's dog dander in there. It makes it sound like squalid.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things.
I didn't mean that it was a squalor. I just meant that your couches are lumpy and there's dog dander everywhere. It's a
But yeah,
beautiful home otherwise.
that doesn't paint the most positive picture, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
But
one of them.
he's in the comedy business, Larry. He's supposed to do this kind of stuff.
Oh.
You got to get over yourself.
Well,
I'm sorry.
certainly looking forward to the rest of things. Hey, this is another tradition we do every year, ever since we had our first, is we have a video. These are the Myers children dressed as turkeys. Give it a look. And if you're wondering who the fourth child was in the video, I found out this year that I had one out of wedlock. Thanks for nothing, 23andMe. That was my niece Agnes who joined the fun this year, and I feel like elevated the game. And it was very nice to have the 4 cousins together. And we were also in Pittsburgh this year. We went to our annual Steelers game.
Yes.
Fantastic. Do you guys have a good time? Dad, do you have a good time when you're back in Pittsburgh?
I love it. I love it. It's the best. And it's also, the family's growing. You've got the kids. You're married now and everything. And it's kind of special to just for one weekend just be the 4 of us and do something that we all love a lot, going to the Steeler game. And the crowds are great. We won the game. And it's fantastic.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't know, on the way home tonight to experience what we experienced on your iPhones, listen to Renegade.
Yeah.
Listen to Renegade. And
Renegade is a very famous song. That,
Styx.
By Styx, that they play at every Steelers game, and we get very excited. We wave our terrible towels. We had terrible towels, and I brought them home to the children. Dad, how did you feel when my 3 children sent you a picture of them holding their terrible towels?
Proudest moment of my life.
Yeah. Do you think it's a good idea, Dad? Because we've talked about this. I'm a very passionate sports fan. I got it from you. And I feel like there are times the Steelers lose where I'm sad for 7 days. Do you think it's a good idea to teach my children to love sports as much as you taught me to love sports?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They should know
Do
that.
you have no, we have no doubt about the path I took?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely perfect.
Okay, great. And what would be your defense of it?
Because being a great sports fan of a team, it could be any team, probably except the Jets, but it could be it could be any team, and you have these great high moments, and it's pointless passion. It doesn't, you don't really, nothing bad happens, nothing good happens, but you feel all the joys and all the depths of being passionate about something, and being passionate about anything is a good thing.
That's good. And
It is.
good argument.
It is.
And it can turn this man into an absolute baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crying
definitely.
like a baby.
There, yeah. I mean, it feels like you got a lot of emotional people in your life.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, Dad taught you to be a Steelers fan. Do you, are you happy with the path he brought you on?
I remember one day screaming at all of you and swearing, saying a word that I never said before.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I remember the word.
We're on television. Don't we?
Yeah. But
You can bleep it, can't you?
Yeah, we can bleep her.
You can bleep mother. And when your mother calls you a mother, it's weird.
Yeah. And by the way, she was yelling at us because it was our fault that she cared about sports.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
She
right.
got up, it was a terrible ending to a game, and she was so mad she stood up, and we thought she was going to yell at the TV, and instead she turned around and she yelled at us.
this
She
is
said,
what
this is what you've done to me.
Yeah. You mother.
Any passion.
Second proudest moment of my life.
We'll be right back with the Myers family, everybody.